So I wanted to react to this scene from, or scenes from the movie Vice. The movie's called Vice, and it's about the uh, kind of how we got into the Iraq War, and it just pisses me off so much how like we're never gonna see like justice or the outrage enough for like getting into a war on lies, which s- wasted billions of dollars and killed thousands of people, and they're just gonna get away with it, and it just pisses me off. And but this is really great. This edit is really from the movie. It's really great. It's most of the stuff in this is actually really accurate, and so let's get into it.
Look, Dick, uh, we've been working with these focus groups and advertising executives to try and sell the war on terror. Focus groups and advertising executives to try and sell the war on terror.
So that from what I understand, that's true that they did. Because we're a semi-democracy in the United States, so they try to get some uh, you know public uh, public support somewhat to continue on with our uh, capitalism and wars and stuff.
We are still being recorded, and there still may or may not be clients back behind the two-way.
These guys are pretty sharp. Go on.
There's a problem. The results show that people are confused.
You all support the president. You hate terrorism, yet you're still confused. Can you tell me why? Anybody?
Don't we have to just get Osama bin Laden? He did it.
So why are they calling it a war? A war with who?
Okay, thank you, Mark. Jasmine, jump in, please.
I don't get what this Al Qaeda is. Are they a country? Like, why can't we just bomb them?
That's really interesting. Is anybody else confused
Just
about
bomb,
what
just bomb
Al-Qaeda
people.
is? Show of hands,
Easy.
please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's
2002, the Pentagon oversaw focus groups run by top-level PR execs like Tory Clark. Its press release.
a lot of you,
Yeah, this is where our taxpayer money going to the Pentagon
right?
to
Would it be
yeah, the
less
Pentagon. Not even like Pentagon ran focus groups. Wow.
confusing if it was a country?
Damn right. I'm angry as hell. We've got to fuck someone up.
Got it.
So it's not about the facts, right? It's about what is digestible to people. And so apparently it was easier to be a country, uh, and so they realized, oh, people will accept it as a country, therefore let's do something with this.
Mark, really strong feelings coming from Mark. I'm interested. Does anybody else feel the same or agree
They
with that
understand we're at war, but they don't know against who.
They want a country. It's cleaner, simpler.
That would certainly help us legally.
Well, looks like it's time to take a rag.
It is about goddamn time.
It's called the Office of Special Plans. Tenet is not yet serious enough about the threat that Saddam poses, a global war on terror. But I can promise you that this intelligence group will be.
Wolfie, I got something.
Transmissions. If there's a donkey with a radio up its ass, I want to know what it's transmitting.
I think that's an excellent idea. We want to take that motherfucker Saddam down for a long time.
Here's a report that says Mohammed
Yeehaw.
one of the 9/11 hijackers,
Yeehaw,
may
brother.
have met with an Iraqi spy in Prague.
It's really strong statement.
They want to take Saddam down. Nothing to do with really 9/11 terrorist attack, but from the research, they're like, oh, people want a country. Hey, we want to kill Saddam anyways. Let's just
Does anybody
wrap it
agree
up.
with that statement?
Wait a minute, we can't just bomb people.
Yeah, no.
It's from Czech intelligence, and they question its credibility.
I've been to Prague. They question everything.
Who wants to be an anonymous source?
Make sure you work in the phrase, we don't want the smoking gun to be a mushroom cloud. That focus group to the roof.
There will always be uncertainty about
So they
when
research
we will
exactly
acquire
what
nuclear
people
weapons.
would,
But we
kind
don't
of
want the
accept.
smoking gun to be a mushroom
There
cloud.
is a smoking gun or a mushroom cloud.
Simply
We have waited
stated,
too long.
there is no doubt that Saddam Hussein now has weapons of mass destruction.
There's like no thought for like the people, the military who's going to be killed by this, or our military, the people overseas are going to be killed by any of this. There's not a single ounce of like empathy for that. It's just like how.
He's got
It's just so sad.
He's got all these
There
weapons.
is no doubt he is amassing them to use them against our friends, against our allies, and against us.
When and not if, but when Saddam creates
Mike
and uses
Pence.
nuclear weapons, what will we tell the American people?
Saddam Hussein will continue to increase his capacity.
Yeah,
to
Hillary.
wage
Yeah, Hillary, definitely a leftist, for sure, definitely.
biological and chemical warfare.
Yeah. I don't know what,
To show that we will stand up
what
for
that
what
was.
we know to be right. To show that we will confront the tyrannies and dictatorships and terrorists who put our way of life at risk.
But they weren't putting our way of life at risk. Stalin had nothing to, really, more or less, nothing to do with it.
A second UN resolution authorizing war against Iraq. So
The
tonight,
troubled world
we'll go on
and the
that.
hopes of an oppressed people.
Tribe has spoken.
Yeah, and oppressed people, they made it seem like, oh,
Polling for an invasion of Iraq is at 53%. Focus groups show people still aren't sure about a connection between Saddam and Al-Qaeda.
And France and Germany have both said that they will not join our coalition, and neither will Israel.
Harry and I, we went to the wall together with Conde. We prayed together. Israel's one of our closest allies.
They said an invasion of Iraq would destabilize the region, sir, and they don't believe Saddam is an immediate threat.
Well, that's not good. I really want a strong coalition for this.
I have an idea. Secretary Powell has the highest trustworthy ratings of all of us. What if he gave an address to the UN and the American people to push this over the finish line?
Carl, I have been very vocal about my reservations about invading Iraq.
No, Colin, you're such a nervous Nelly.
We are talking about invading a sovereign nation.
but this thing about Colin Powell, like having reservations, what I understand is probably not really true.
Without any provocation, Don.
And in the end, I mean, he did sell the Iraq war on a lie, so
Sovereign
he's
nation,
no better
Don.
than anyone else.
You're wrong.
What's the exit strategy?
You're
What about
wrong.
the intelligence?
The
Has anybody
exit
tried? Does the
strategy-
intelligence matter to you at
Oh,
all?
please.
You
You're
break
right.
it, you bought
know
it.
you're
You
wrong.
break
You're
it,
just
you bought it.
chicken shit.
Hey. All right. Let's slow down. Enough of that, guys.
You will. I'm gonna take Saddam down or not. You are the president. War is yours.
Freaking Darth Vader
No
over here.
doubt. UN and some coalition do not share powers that are yours alone.
George, make sure Powell sees the intelligence.
Sir.
Colin, I want you to make that speech. I'm president. I want this to happen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I look forward to being briefed on that intelligence.
On another note, I've been handed a credible report of a small terrorist enclave in northeastern Iraq. If we're gonna invade, we suggest taking it out before.
Let it go, George. We have bigger fish to fry.
Let me see that intelligence.
Of course.
That classified document described a terrorist named Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, who had started as a drug dealer and pimp before becoming fully radicalized in a Jordanian prison. Zarqawi went to meet bin Laden in Afghanistan.
Did he or did he not meet with Al-Qaeda?
But Zarqawi had vowed to kill all Shia Muslims, and bin Laden's mother was Shia. So the meeting didn't go over well.
They had no operational contact.
Hogwash.
Larry, have you seen this speech?
Yes, sir. It's bone thin. I saw at least 5 pieces of disproved intel in there.
Who wrote it?
Yeah, they said it was the president, but I think you can guess who really wrote
Well, there's no need to yell, Larry. Yeah, well, we reviewed the speech. We gave some notes. Powell really doesn't have a clue, does he?
After the U.S. invaded Afghanistan, Zarqawi set up shop in Iraq. It was the only connection Cheney had between al-Qaeda and Iraq.
The security.
Yeah, so there was one person who moved around between countries. Like, it doesn't mean sponsored by a country, and obviously there's nothing related to weapons of mass destruction in any way.
Security Council will now begin its consideration of item 2 of the agenda. I call now on the distinguished Secretary of State of the United States of America, His Excellency, Mr. Colin Powell.
My purpose here today is to share with you what the United States knows about Iraq's weapons of mass destruction, as well as Iraq's involvement in terrorism. Iraq today harbors a deadly terrorist network headed by Abu Musab al-Zarqawi.
So they're saying it's headed by this, the Zarqawi guy, even though he really he's just moving around. Like, he's doing his own thing. He's not related to Saddam Hussein. They're not like
associate and
Powell's UN address was seen by
that'd be
millions.
that'd be like you have one Nazi in the United States, and therefore all the United States is supporting Nazism. It's like the same thing.
But other people were watching as well.
Collaborator of Osama bin Laden and his al-Qaeda lieutenants. Zarqawi's activities are not
The great general of America saying his name over and over again immediately made Zarqawi a star.
staying at the capital.
So Zarqawi was like a nobody. He wasn't like, they made him out to be a big player, which was a lie, because he wasn't. He was not a big player until we made him one.
Allahu Akbar!
Within a day, he had gone into hiding.
To al-Qaeda, but these denials are simply not credible. They are simply not credible. An al-Qaeda source tells us that Saddam and bin Laden reached an understanding that al-Qaeda would no longer support activities against Baghdad.
By the time we invaded Iraq, 70% of Americans thought that Saddam Hussein was involved in 9/11.
Yeah, but again, Saddam Hussein wasn't really involved, and it just happened to be that one person who was not even like a huge part of uh, uh, Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan just happened to be there at some point. That was it. So the Saddam thing was part of the PR. It worked with the PR, and they wanted to take him down anyways for a lot of probably kind of for-profit reasons. But they did not invade Iraq to avenge 9/11, and they just didn't. They just used it as an excuse to evade Iraq. Afghanistan, I mean, that's kind of a little bit different story. I mean, there was some terrorist organizations in Afghanistan, but not 100%. Like, Afghanistan was very divided, so invading the whole country of Afghanistan is very questionable as to if that would be actually helpful or not. But Iraq, we didn't go in there to save people. We went in there because we wanted to kill, you know, uh, Osama, but for other reasons, or not Osama. We wanted to kill. I keep getting this confused, but yeah, we wanted to invade Iraq for other reasons, not because of any of their relation to 9/11, which is completely made up. So we killed and invaded thousands of people for nothing. I mean, not nothing for certain people's monies, but not anything that the average person, not in their interest. That's part of the movie.
Oh, Colin, you're such a nervous Nelly.
They went extra south on Pale. He knew exactly what he was doing, which largely seems to be the case. The reason made Colin Powell to seem like he was clueless, but he doesn't. I don't think there's any evidence for him. At least there doesn't seem to be that he was clueless. They didn't know like what he was doing. And nobody went to jail over this besides Julian Assange. Yep, that's and it's 2021. Or it's what's today? It's it's gonna be 2022 soon, and no one's ever gonna. They killed more people than any mass murderer, but it's fine, I guess, because America, United States. Wow, we're damn, we're so fucked, dude. It's just like it just amazes me that no one's and no one's there's not like a lot of uproar today about it. I mean, I guess there are other things to be upset about, but tell you what, if I had something to say about it, something will be done. We'd be bringing this back up. We'd be evaluating our history and how it should be going and the crimes that people maybe should be associated with and should be maybe well, maybe punished for. But not gonna happen anytime soon. So, anyways, that's it. See you later.